Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Revolution tutorial videos. We're going to go through how to use the Real Estate Revolution software from start to finish. And this is the first video where we're going to go over what you have to do initially, which is set up listings and agents. So here we are in the account. We're going to start with listings. As you can see, we already have one, but we're going to go through creating a listing. So we'll click Create Listing. And here we have two options. The first is to add data manually. Now this can be nice because it gives you more control over everything. Everything comes directly from you. For example, we can just take some files here and drop them in, and it automatically uploads those files. They can be whatever size we want because there are images. We're starting with what we want, and we can create the listing here. So another option, though, to make things easier in certain circumstances is to crawl a URL. Now, it's as simple as crawling a listing. So if you, for example, we search for this listing, there's a bunch of different websites that have that listing. Now, not all of these are going to be crawlable. In fact, a lot of them block people from using a crawling tool to pull down the information, or they don't have the information readily available. Some do, some don't. The thing is that if a website does have the ability to do that, it'll have that ability for all listings. So you can play around with it. If you enter a URL that does not work, it'll come up with a message that says, sorry, this is either blocked or there's no data. So once you find in your area a website that does work, you can use that pretty much every time. Or maybe a few. Now for this one, we found a website that works pretty well. As you can see, all the images are here on the main screen, and as well as the description. So we're going to use that URL. We'll paste that right here and submit. And so now you can see it pulled all that data there and also pulled some of the text over here on the right. So we'll create a listing name. And that can be whatever you like. It should be as descriptive as possible, I guess, but it doesn't have to. That's an identifier for your purposes. Now, I don't remember all the information, although it is over here, so we could just drag this over here if we wanted, and then set the city, state, zip, all that information. It can be dragged over from here, it can be typed in, or a combination of the two. Even if you decide not to drag it over, it's nice to kind of still have all this information so you can see 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, what the property size, the year built, all those things. Now, we haven't set up agents yet, but that's what we'll do next. But you'll need to select which agent this property is associated with right there. So now we can go through all these images, and we see all these images here, and we can go through and select the images we want. Now this, for creating the listing, we're not creating a specific piece of media right now. So right now we want to move over any images that we think we might use. And so that'll be probably a lot. So here we go. Whoops. For purposes of this, I'll just do that. And then we can, I'm just going to go through and use some saved data here. And then, for example, we can find the property description. Drag that over. And there we go. So now we're going to save our listing. And that'll just take a second, and I'll see you in the next screen. And here we are. So now our listing is saved. You can see it right here. It has the main information here. Now let's go down to agents. Here's the saved agent we have, but if we want to create an agent, it's all set up very similarly. We would enter all the agent's details, their name, email, address of their office, cell phone, office phone, slogan if they have one. And then for their photo, we would choose a relatively normal sized headshot for the agent, and then the logo for their brokerage or agency that they work for. Now for these colors, this is just going to be the defaults that we use for the the flyers and website listings and all those things that we create. So that just makes it easier when we do create the things. They can be changed at that time, but this will kind of give us an easy starting point. So for example, if they work for Remax, this could be red, white, and blue. If they work for Keller Williams, it might be like dark red and white. A lot of times, they'll want the colors of their items to be similar to the colors of their logo or of their brokerage. So we can fill out all this information and click submit, and we're going to end up with our agent here. Now, because we could be doing this for a number of different agents, we can set up as many agents as we like, and then when we create the listings, we'll associate each listing with a specific agent. So that's how we set up listings and agents, and in the next video we will show you how to start creating your media.